Hey guys, Mac from Pattern Traders 412, April 12th on a Saturday. Long time since I made a video. I have some updated news that I want to share with you guys regarding where I potentially think BTC is heading within the upcoming quarter or two. Assume 2025 will likely be a positioning year with a lot of chop and bleeding, but for the most part, um, let me give you guys some high time frame charts. I'm not going to go over the low time frame items at the moment, but from a high time frame perspective, so you guys get an idea of what I'm working with or what I'm looking at, we are still under the yearly open, which is roughly about $93,000. So yes, there's going to be a nice established range that you could play if you're scalping up and down, which I don't think is wrong doing so. I think that longs for the next maybe couple of weeks are in the winning position right now. Longing weekly opens, longing the monthly open and whatnot when we do happen to retest it, and the quarterly VWAP will probably give you a decent move to the top side when it comes, when you break above it, when you retest it and whatnot. But anyway, overall, what I'm expecting, and I know it's freaking consolidations used to last months. Now they're lasting quarters, right? So it goes to show you how mature the market is becoming. Some of you might say that that sucks, but for the most part, it is helpful to get a better break, a longer break, and a better understanding of where the consolidation could potentially head towards. So starting with the high time frame on a 2 week time frame. Again, trend line starting from the 2019 low, COVID low, and then again our most recent low that just happened in 2022. Very well respected trend line. Assuming we do happen to go back and retest it again, which I don't think it will happen. I'm telling you right now, I don't think this trend line will get retested anytime soon. I think the idea of this trend line being valid will be tapped and validated at the next bear market Oh, good. So, assuming based off of what I'm seeing that the next top will lead to a bottom formed on this trend line over here, whether that's 2027, 2028, 2029, whenever that happens, right? So, right now, what I'm looking at, 2 week TMA. No matter how I put it, this is what I'm looking at. 2 week TMA mid right now is at $64,000. I'm very confident it will happen. It might not happen at 64,000. It might happen when the TMA, the mid TMA band is a lot higher, maybe in the mid 70s or higher 70s. I don't know because when I first published this, the mid TMA band was all the 2 week mid TMA band was somewhere in between 40 and 42,000, right? Which was like probably sometime in November or December. Right now, 4 or 5 months later, we're already at $63,000. So always keep an eye out on this. You want to watch it every roughly about 2 to 3 week closing of a candle body. Just watch to see what happens. It will get tapped, guys. I'm telling you, we'll get tapped. There's no way that we're gonna start a new uptrend without this getting tapped. If we do happen to go up before this gets tapped, we're probably going to deviate all-time highs and come back and retest it afterwards. But that's what I'm seeing from a TMA perspective. Tap it and then continue on to the trend. If you even look at your order block, you're sitting right above the order block, man. Like, think about it. If this is your order block right here, which is a high time frame order block, where's my little pencil right here? High time frame 2 week order block. Likelihood this will get tapped and will offer support right beneath it. We're not going to lose it if the 2 week TMA band is below it, right? So that's scenario number one, which I'm hoping that we do something along the lines of this. This is what I want to take place. Right there. That. I want to tap 2025 yearly open, get a nice little run for the next couple of weeks, or the next month or so. Altcoins could roughly about double or triple, and then overall go back down, make a new low, get back into that $69,000 range around there, and then start a new uptrend for all-time highs. Okay. Now I want to show you guys another scenario that is visually, right? They're all the same scenarios, but visually it looks different. All-time high, retest, consolidation under all-time high leads to a breakout, right? So you have your first all-time high, your liquidity sweep, which was right here, roughly about 2021. Go back, consolidate under the previous highs. You break above it. What do? You, technically speaking, right? You come back down and you retest that freaking level. I'm keeping it very 101. This isn't kind of rocket science, right? You come back down. It might be fearsome because a lot of us, including myself, bought altcoins up here, bought altcoins over here, bought altcoins over here. And even though I bought altcoins here, they're still made new lows. I'm not one to say it. I'm not shameful. I'm telling you right now, guys, I've been buying altcoins from here all the way up here, and yet I'm still I'm still at a lower position, unfortunately. So what I'm doing right now for my positioning, I still have cash on the side. The only altcoins that I bought were Giga, AKT, and DOT. I'm very vocal about it in the Discord. I told you guys what I'm doing. I will bring in brand new cash as soon as I see that all-time highs have been retested. I cannot see us breaking below that $58,000 to $59,000 mark until we get to new all-time highs. So regardless of what happens here, it's going to be all chop, something along the lines like this, and go back up. Consider this consolidation before the next move to the top side. All right, so I'm going to leave this here. I'll post it in the Discord as well. I'm just giving you guys different visuals so you guys can see it's really not rocket science, man. We just have to just zoom out a little bit and see what kind of positioning we're in. Let's go to the RSX to get an idea of where we stand. So 2023, September was the first bottom of the RSX on BTC, which took place roughly about $25,000, right? We came back down. We set a second bottom here at roughly about $52,000, and now potentially we're putting in a third bottom here roughly at $75,000. Now keep in mind this is prematurely, right, because we don't know if this is going to curl or not, but if it worked twice in the past, if it worked once here, two, and now this is a potential third attempt, maybe it'll work. I'm watching this, I'm refreshing it. At every weekly close, I'll get an idea if the 2-week close will be bearish or bullish. Right now we're neutral bullish. Even though we dumped a lot, we're neutral bullish because we're still above the median, which is going to be roughly about 50 on the RSXI, on the RSX RSI. Everything else to me looks fucking fantastic. I'm not sitting here saying that it looks like shit on the high time frame, right? Yeah, on the lowers and the mids, we're kind of like on the, structure has been broken across the whole board. We're looking at bearish retest. I get it, but at the end of the day, there's still more juice overall to be had on the higher time frame. MFI, one of my leading indicators. I still can't freaking post this indicator because the versions have been updated on TradingView, and John has not updated it on our end, unfortunately, but it's been so helpful when it comes to stocks specifically. And right now what I'm looking at on the higher time frame is, yes, the last time we had a bottoming algo fire was roughly about June of 2022, which led to that bottom behavior right here, right? We got it on this low. We went down for a bull div, a bullish div, and then we broke above it sometime in 2020, December of 2022, right? So we're here, assuming it's not the same pattern, right? Keep in mind, it's not the same pattern. I'll tell you why. Assuming we're going to get a similar pump, I would expect this to be a bearish retest to at least low 90s, 88 to low 90s, right? We get above 88,000, we're going to 92, 93K. I can't see us getting above a yearly open, but that's what I'm assuming takes place. Now, the reason why I'm saying it's a different pattern is because the MSTX was completely bottomed here, guys. This is a bottom. This is a bear market bottom behavior when all the lines reach the bottom. Here, these two are still above the median, which is bullish, and then all you're doing is resetting the fast line, which is the price line. So likelihood this goes up to retest it. That retest should give you at least a decent pump to $92,000, $93,000. That's what I'm looking at, right? This is the first time the weekly has reset on the MSTX, right? We haven't had a weekly reset on the MSTX. Another fact I want you to take in consideration, the last time the price line was this low was, again, back in 2023. Let's make this blue so it gets a better visual. All I'm doing, guys, is giving you guys visuals so you get an idea of where we stand. No, it's not rocket science, right? Right here. This was the last time we were at this level, which likelihood is we're going to get a reaction here, man. And because we're so far away, what happened last time here? We went to get a reaction. We could have easily rejected here and came back down, but we didn't. We crossed above. And that's when the start of the uptrend took place right here. So now in this case, I'm kind of leaning towards a rejection where we go back up, we reject, and we come back down, and this will be your main low. This will be your higher low or your lower low into a div, which you put in money, not financial advice, where you put in money and you ride it back up to a retest of the highs, right? So this is what I'm expecting this to go to the first part to retest this, and then we'll take it one step at a time. Another thing I want you to take in consideration, the PT trend, which is the fastest indicator to call a div. Fortunately for us, thankfully for us, on the weekly, we're officially putting in a div. Hasn't crossed yet. It's not official unless we actually cross, because this could easily just open up again. Once you cross the line and you cross over, it's official stamped. You're in a bull div behavior. So now I'm watching this carefully. We have our algo histo fires, which is very, very good. That's exactly what you want to see. Bull did with algo fires, and you want them to be the opposite color. So this is a very, very bullish indication, prematurely bullish indication from what the indicators are showing, but very good to see. So it gives me a little bit of hope that we're potentially coming to, time-wise, a decent move to the top side, right? Again, I don't give a fuck about the RSI. I don't care about the Stoke. I don't care. The PT trend is the fastest indicator for divs. It will show it before any other indicator. And the reason why I like looking at it is because it gives me my first confluence where I can kind of prematurely decide that if I'm bearish or bullish, and then I wait for confirmation with the other indicators to stamp it. Okay, go to the next one. This is an actual price action chart. Very, very simple. You know my strategy. Similar with stocks, I wait for a QL or an ML of the previous quarter of the previous month to get taken before I assume liquidity has been had. So a lot of us, me included, was expecting the yearly mid to get tapped, and I still think it will get tapped because don't forget, when you're playing on a high time frame, you are literally playing from previous yearly low to previous yearly high. So if that's your yearly low and this is your yearly high, this is your fucking range right here. Excuse my language. This is your range all the way up here, right? So we're looking at 109, and we're looking at $38,000 is your range. The median of that range is roughly about $73,000. Anything above that, I don't care what anyone tells me, is bullish. This is all consolidation before a next leg up. Anything in here is valid to basically assume I could buy for a new high. When you start breaking the median of the previous year range, now you start talking trouble. Now you start saying to myself, fuck, did I just buy the top? And even though this is technically speaking consolidation within a specific range, right? You have your first consolidation, which is over here. This can be your first. Oh shit, I broke down. Now we're heading lower. Overall, though, you're still above the previous high, the previous median of last year's range. There's nothing technically on the high time frame bearish about this, other than the fact that the structure was broken on this particular range. So all is still valid as long as we stay above the median of last year's range, which is sitting at roughly about $72,000. Now, I still expect the 60s to get tapped with a weekly close above the previous yearly mid, right? So no matter what happens, everything is valid. You can go up, you could take this high, you could tap the yearly open and come right back down, close above, and then start your uptrend right above. And this is the perfect scenario. If you close everything and you literally just look at what this shows, what does that show? It shows that you're going to retest the consolidation that led to the breakdown. Boom, retest it, bear it, short it, back down, deviate the low that led to this particular dump, and then head to all-time highs. And then after that, I don't know where we're going to go. But technically speaking, if we do happen to take a range into consideration, range to range play, at least minimum 125. At 125, you start asking yourself, did I make a lot of money? Start fucking taking profits. Not financial advice. You're greedy if you think that from 125 to 150, you're going to get more rich than what you originally were, right? So assuming that if we do happen to get lucky and get to the 120K range, get some profit off the table. Not financial advice. But this is what I'm expecting overall. This particular whole range to play out over the year. I don't know anything about news. I'm not following news. I know that this is strictly a range that is kind of, it basically moves based off whatever Trump tweets or whatever Trump says. But at the end of the day, the chart is the chart. The news are just a narrative as to why the chart is moving, right? We all know that. So this is what I'm looking at right now, period. I'm looking at exactly what we just discussed. A tap into this particular V bar down here, this over here, which coincidentally is also right below previous yearly mid. Now, if you take into consideration a really high time frame, and then you go all the way out to, hold on, you know what I mean, right? Yeah, okay. If you take in consideration a higher time frame, like a 2-week time frame, look, sorry, right? You have a 2-week, come on, man. You have a 2-week order block, right? So Sorry about that. So a 2 week bullish order block that's never been tapped before, right? Never been tapped before. We think that we're gonna just break right through it. No, there's no way. We're not breaking right through it. And usually when you have a bullish order block, the candle, the last down candle before, this is something that I've found very useful. The last down candle before the order block was developed and formed is the actual candle that matters. So which one is this? Right here, guys. It's this right here, this little spinning candle right here. So technically speaking, I could put a bet that this range will get tapped right here with a wick, right? So anything in this range to me is valid, man. Anything in this range is valid. Whatever we do, up, down, boom, go up. Another thing I want you to take in consideration. Look at this. There's no wick here. $94,000, no wick. That's not a wick. That's not a wick for a 2 week candle. What is that? That's not a wick. That's going to get tapped, guys. And then we have to be careful. We have to be careful in case we do something like this, right? Again, going back to what I was saying, you know where I stand. This is my high time frame chart. I always use it no matter what happens. I always look at the previous yearly's range, and most importantly, you have to take in consideration if a quarterly low was taken, and it has been taken. So everything looks beautiful for a move back up to the mid. The mid is 92.9, right? 92.9 yearly open, 92.9 to $93,000. In my eyes, is coming. All right, next we have a Labor Day. Labor Day has been set. Ignore the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just ignore that. Labor Day has been set to always pivot for whatever reason. So our Labor Day right now is coming up in September, the beginning of September, whatever. It's a day or two off. Who cares? September of 2025. I say we're green until then. And then once that hits, we're going to be a little bit on the red side. Or we're going to down and just chop around until then and then go green. Chop around, and then once it hits, then go green, right? So I'm watching this chart very carefully. Labor Day weekend has been pivotal for whatever reason. If you look at the chart, it literally has always been pivotal. I don't know why it has. Pivot collapsed, pivot collapsed, pivot pumped, pivot pumped, pivot. It was a dump into a start of an uptrend, pivot uptrend, and let's see what happens here, right? So let's just watch it. It's very pivotal. I don't know why. And the last chart, but not least, Ethereum. My eyes were done. I mean, there's no reason to go anywhere lower than where we are now. If we start doing fuckery over here, this is the last line. You got the COVID lows. These two are the COVID lows. That's what I call them, the two COVID lows. Right here, boom. And then if you do happen to break those COVID lows, then you're going to go all the way down to retest the main origin of the pump up. I mean, Jesus Christ, if we go down here, there's a fucking problem. But it's done. I think that we're not going to lose this red zone. This red zone should not get lost ever, ever, ever until we get into all-time highs, unless something's really wrong with this freaking token, fundamentally speaking. 2020 yearly open should technically get tapped. But other than that, guys, I think that this is going to be the start of a beautiful fucking season. We could chop around on here, right? Retest this breakdown, which will give us a short-time relief, which is what I'm pretty much expecting. Come back down, create a bull div, and then go back up. Such uptrend. Target 1 will be yearly open, guys. Now I'm going to label this so at least we can revert back to this chart. Yearly open, 2025 yearly open. Let's make this red, and that's it. This is what I'm watching. There's nothing to this that I haven't been preaching on a day-to-day basis. I'm still waiting to enter the market with full-blown cash, but take into consideration to start being wise with your entries. Only play quarter to quarter. It is so helpful. Yearly high got taken and we just pivoted, right? Just think about it that way. Yearly low, no taken, pivoted. Once you get the previous high, the previous yearly's high taken, you pivot. So what I've noticed with BTC is that when it's actually trying to reverse, it doesn't always take liquidity to the downside. It just creates a base. It makes people assume that it's going to take a wick, and it doesn't, and it still pivots. But that is if the median of last year is already lost. And this time, so far, it hasn't been lost, guys. The previous yearly mid has not been lost. Let me put this thing back on the chart so you guys can see it. Hold on. And I'm going to leave you guys with this right now. Put it open. Get out of here. Previous yearly mid right here. 73.2. And it is what it is. Done. That's what I'm expecting right now. Up to the yearly open, and then we chop around. And then the previous quarterly low is 58.84, which could potentially get taken, but I don't think we're going there right now. I think it's going to be up, and then we'll figure out where we're going to go from there. That's all. But think about it. Yearly low, not taken. Yearly low, not taken. Yearly low, not taken. Yearly low, not taken. Both yearly lows not taken, 2022 and 2023. Yearly low, not taken. So I personally think that this is never going to happen. And we're going to be just consolidating and chopping around the mid of previous year. Right? So anything above this is fair game. This is your green zone. Let's make this green. Anything above here, anything in here is fair play. I'll leave you guys with that. Good luck. Trade safe. Any questions, feel free to DM me. I haven't made a video in freaking months because there was really nothing for me to update, but now we're getting closer to a pivotal move, which is very important in my eyes. And, you know, and just be smart with your allocation. Take it one day at a time and don't over leverage yourself. Cheers, guys.